Hi students, myself Dr. Neeru Rathi, Assistant Professor, Department of Education, MD University, Rohtak. Today our topic is correlation. Correlation and regression are very much related. They both involve the relationship between two variables. Regression, however, is primarily concerned with using the relationship for prediction, whereas correlation is primarily concerned with finding out whether a relationship exists and which determine its magnitude and direction. Correlations coefficients are descriptive statistics for measuring the relationship between variables. Regression is the prediction for giving the most likely value of a variable depending on the values of one or more other variables. Correlation and regression involving only two variables are bivariate statistics. Partial and multiple correlations and multiple relations involve more than two variables and are called multivariate statistics. Correlation is a statistical technique that is basically used to measure and describe a relationship between two variables. In short, correlation explores the magnitude and direction of association between two or more other variables in the same individual. Correlation refers to the relationship of variables. Some relations are focused on certain type of variables. For example, there exists a relationship between price and demand, intelligence and achievement, teaching techniques and achievements, etc. Correlation is a statistical technique which measures and analyzes the degree or extent to which two variables or phenomena fluctuate with reference to each other. Correlation denotes the interdependence between two variables. Now we will discuss the types of correlation on the basis of nature of relationship between the variables, either the direction in which changes take place in them or the ratio by which they change. Correlation may be qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative correlation is further positive, negative and zero correlation, and qualitative correlation is categorized as linear correlation and curvilinear correlation. So first we will discuss positive and negative correlation. Positive or direct correlation refers to the measurement of the variable in one direction. As one variable increases, the other also increases, or as one decreases, the other also decreases. This sort of relationship exists between intelligence and achievement of a student. Negative or inverse correlation refers to when one variable increases or decreases, the other moves in the reverse direction. Such a correlation found between price and demand of a commodity. Zero correlation refers to when one variable increases or decreases, there is no change in the other variable. Next, simple, partial or multiple correlation. These terms refer to the number of variables involved in the study and to the techniques involved in measuring the correlation. When there are only two variables, the analysis of relationship between items is described as simple correlation. When more than two variables are involved, either 3 or 4, then it may be called partial or multiple correlation. In partial correlation, the relationship between two variables is studied by eliminating the effect of other variables from both the variables. When the variables are to be studied in relation to their relationship with one another, then it is called multiple correlation. Qualitative correlation may be linear or non-linear correlation. The distinction between linear and non-linear correlation is based upon the consistency of the ratio of change between the variables under study. If the ratio of change between two variables is uniform, then there will be linear correlation between them. In non-linear relationship, which can be said curvilinear also, the amount of change in one variable doesn't bear a constant ratio to the amount of change in other variable. It may be mentioned here that in actual life we find curvilinear relationship of the phenomena. However, since the technique of non-linear correlation analysis being very complicated, we generally assume that the relationship between the variables under study is linear. Now the characteristics of the relationship. A correlation measures three characteristics of the relationship between any two variables like x and y variables. The first is the direction of the relationship. As we studied earlier, in a positive correlation, the two variables tend to move in the same direction. If the variable x increases, the variable y also increases. If the variable x decreases, the variable y also decreases. In a negative correlation, the two variables tend to go in opposite direction. As the x variable increases, the y variable decreases. That is, it is an inverse relationship. The direction of relationship is identified by the sign of the correlation. If a positive value indicates a positive relationship and a negative value indicates a negative relationship. Second, the form of relationship. Correlationship may be either linear or non-linear, depending on whether the relation between variables can be described by a straight line or a curved line. In linear correlation, the magnitude of change of one variable bears a constant ratio to that sum of other variables. In other words, linear correlation is ratio of change between two variables either in the same direction or in opposite direction, and the graphical representation of one variable with respect to other variable is a straight line. Consider another situation in which with an increase of one variable, the second variable increases proportionately up to some point. After that, with an increase in the first variable, the second variable starts decreasing. The graphical representation of the two variables will be a curved line. Such a relationship between two variables is termed as curvilinear correlation. Next, the degree of relationship. A correlation coefficient can vary from +1 to -1 through 0.0. The sign of the coefficient tells us whether the relationship is positive or negative. The numerical part of the correlation coefficient describes the magnitude of the correlation. The higher the number, the greater the correlation. Since 1 is the highest number possible, it represents a perfect correlation. A correlation coefficient of +1 means that the correlation is perfect and the relationship is positive. A correlation coefficient of -1 means that the correlation is perfect and the relationship is negative. When the relationship is non-existent, the correlation coefficient equals to 0, which shows non-linear trend. Now we will see the graph of positive, negative and zero correlation. Suppose that these are x-axis and y-axis. This straight line is linear correlation and also positive correlation. It is positive correlation. And if the straight line is like this, then it is linear correlation, but it is negative correlation. Negative correlation. And if the values of x and y are plotted like this, then it is zero correlation. And if the plotted values are joined and they take the shape of a curve like this, then it is called curvilinear correlation. अब हम डिस्कस करेंगे कि हम इनको कोरिलेशंस को कहाँ पर और किस तरीके से इनको यूज कर सकते हैं. सबसे पहले हम इसको यूज कर सकते हैं प्रेडिक्शन के अंदर. One of the most important applications of correlation is prediction of one variable on the basis of the knowledge of the other. If two variables are known to be significantly related in some systematic way, it is possible to use one of the variables to make accurate prediction about the other. For example, when you apply for admission to a college, you are required to submit a great deal of personal information in the form of your curriculum, including your scores on scholastic achievement test. College officials want this information so that they can predict your chances of success in college. It has been demonstrated over several years that the scholastic achievement test scores and the college grade point average are correlated. Students who do well on the scholastic achievement test tend to do well in college also. Students who have difficulty with the scholastic achievement test tend to have difficulty in college. Based on the relationship, the college admission office can make a prediction about the potential of success of each applicant. Next, validity. Correlation is used to determine the validity of a test. Suppose that a psychologist develops a new test for measuring intelligence. How could you show that this test is truly measuring what it claims? That is, how could you demonstrate the validity of the test? One common technique for demonstrating the validity is to use a correlation. If the test actually measuring intelligence, then the scores on the test should be related to other measures of intelligence. For example, standardized IQ tests, performance on the learning tasks, problem solving ability and so on. The psychologist could measure the correlation between the new test and each of these other measures of intelligence in order to demonstrate that the new test is valid. Next is reliability. In addition to evaluating the validity of a measurement of a procedure, correlations are used to determine the reliability of a test. A measurement procedure is considered reliable to the extent that it produces stable, consistent measurement, that is, reliable measurement will produce the same score when the same individuals are measured under the same conditions. For example, if your IQ scores when measured are as 115 last week, you would expect to obtain nearly the same score if your IQ were measured again this week. One way to evaluate reliability is to use correlation to determine the relationship between two sets of measurement. When reliability is high, the correlation between the measurement should be strong and positive. Next, theory verification. Many psychological theories make specific predictions about the relationship between two variables. For example, a theory may predict a relationship between brain size and learning ability. A developmental theory may predict a relationship between parent's IQ and child's IQ. A social psychologist may have a theory predicting a relationship between personality type and behavior in a social situation. In each case, the prediction of the theory could be tested by determining the correlation between the two variables. Now we will discuss the properties of the correlation. Correlation holds good only within the limits of the population and other condition in which it is estimated. It cannot be generalized beyond those limits. Correlation may not indicate any cause and effect relationship between the variables. It merely indicates an association between their changes without inferring whether or not the change in one has caused the change in other. Correlation cannot predict the value of one variable from that of another. It may be quite possible that the correlation has resulted from the common influence of some other variables on the correlated variable. However, regression and prediction can be worked out only if a significant correlation exists between the variables. Correlation holds good even if any or all of the variables involved are free to vary at random, not being fixed or deliberately controlled by the investigator. For example, in the correlation between body, height and weight of humans, variables vary at random beyond the control of the investigator. So these were the properties of the correlation, and we will continue next part of this correlation in next lecture. Thank you very much.